journey.
Cool. We could
So
do an introduction and then you could do that song if you want.
yeah, no, that's like 5.5 minutes of straight verse. I
Oh,
can't do that right now. That's a lot of shit. Um, so I was born in Newfoundland. I was born with a rare genetic skin condition. Started with my father. He had the first in the family. It's called epidermolysis bullosa. Then was me, and I eventually had a son named Eli who also has it. Um, so yeah, that's where the name bullosa came from, is from that disease. So it's kind of lived with me my whole life.
okay. Can you explain a little bit what it is for those that, because I've never
Yeah.
heard of it. Yeah.
So basically, any sort of small trauma, a little bit of friction, like for example, we have to cut the tags off of Eli's shirts because the tags will cause him to blister and break out.
Okay.
So any little trauma or friction will cause the skin to blister. The blisters are not self-contained, so if they're not popped, they just get bigger and bigger.
Oh,
Yeah. So when he was born, he had basically no skin left on his fingers or feet after a day.
oh
It
no.
was a whole global news article about it.
Wow. So what do
Yeah.
you do for that? Like you just have to cover him up until it grows back? Is that
Lots of bandaging. The only treatment really is wound care, and it's not like regular wound care. So there's lots of bandaging on the open spots, and in order to try to control it, the blisters themselves need to be lanced with a needle on a regular basis.
interesting? Okay. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, no problem.
I've probably heard of it, like maybe I've seen it somewhere, but I haven't actually heard of it or knew what the whole
Yeah, it's very
connection
rare.
was. Interesting. Oh,
Um, anyway, so I got into music basically. I mean, I've always been a big fan of music. I
hmm.
used to sing Michael Jackson and Weird Al Yankovic in my room with a turkey baster when I was like 4. But I've always been into music. I started playing bass guitar when I was about 16 years old. Was in a couple rock bands back home in Newfoundland. Tried to get into a band in Vancouver when I lived there. I moved to Vancouver when I was about 19 for 3 years. But
Mhm.
people in bands, there's always someone that's just flaky as shit. That just don't show up or don't do the
It's
work.
always the drummer.
No, a lot of the time it's the vocalist because it's too full of himself. But
Oh no. Oh, oh, that's burn.
anyway, I wrote like a couple rap songs. I've always kind of considered myself a lyricist more than anything.
Okay.
And I mean, if I could write for someone else, that'd be great. But I mean, with me, who better to do it than myself at this point? So then I
Hmm.
decided to record my first album in 2019. It was called Blistering Heart. It was produced by my buddy DJ Zen State, who's a local DJ that I don't know if you know or not. No. Okay.
Eventually. I'll
You will.
eventually learn who everyone is. I'm still learning everyone. Believe me, I've met quite a few DJs since I worked at another radio station a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So I've actually met quite a few, but yeah, eventually I'll meet them.
Might as well mention that video games have also been a big part of my life. So I have a few songs that are just dedicated to video games,
Okay, like
which
what
is
kind?
great. Like on my first album, there's a song called "Console Me," and it's all just a bunch of references to different video games like Metal Gear Solid and Soul Reaver and all this other stuff. Just a bunch of like quirky, off the tongue stuff in reference to it.
Okay, I'm like I used to game a little bit before, like a few years ago, whatever. I haven't done it in a while, but like the whole Minecraft and the Fortnite and
Yeah.
but the older games too, like Assassin's Creed and Halo Reach and all those kind of games
Oh,
too.
I get real old with it, like Sega Genesis type shit with
Oh
you
wow.
know.
Wow, that's interesting. And
Yeah.
so like is it like what kind of genre is it? So like rap or like what kind
I The first album I'd really kind of consider like electronic rap because
of
he's a DJ
okay.
and a lot of it sounded really electronic at the time. Most of the album is either about mental health issues or there's a song about my skin condition as well. That's the
Mhm.
title track. Um, After that, I decided to start producing myself. We had a little bit of a falling out,
Okay.
and
Because the
So
bands
I
were
remember
flaky, then that's why.
it was, yeah, it was kind of, who knows. But then I released the album One Life that I produced myself for the first time. And that whole thing was a concept album, basically running through the thoughts and feelings of someone on the verge of suicide.
Um,
It was a pretty dark, very dark.
mhm. I believe my last guest too, Kid Kill It, was on here, and he was the same. Like he had some depression issues and things like that, and um, yeah, he had a couple songs, of course, deal with the depression and all that. And he came on and he sang a couple as well. But it's, I think it helps a bit with healing. And music's
Oh,
been really
definitely.
helpful for a lot of artists dealing with it. And I'm not just saying like everyone deals with depression, but some other issues that people have had in their lives, music creating it, or writing songs or this or that, has really helped to heal a
Hmm.
lot of artists through these difficult things. And I think I think it's a like such a blessing in disguise to be
Yeah,
able to have that and to
music
have that
is
as an outlet as
everything
well.
to me there therapeutically.
Hmm. Is your son into music too?
Um, he's only turning 3 in a couple weeks.
Hmm.
I have a stepson who's 16. He doesn't really listen to much music that I know of. And my daughter loves music. She's all into the like alternative pop scene right now.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Uh,
cool. You might pass it
Eli
on. You never know,
young
right?
used to like my music when he was a little baby. He'd bob along to it, but not so much anymore.
Yeah. Well, everyone has their phases of music, I think. Like we like one thing one time and then we like something else another time. I think that's kind of how it rolls with us and whatever kind of speaks to us at that moment too, right?
Hmm.
So, if we're going through the same struggles as you are, then it's going to be more relatable to us at that time. So I think that's also part of the whole music journey is what you can consider, relatable, what, just makes you happy and whatever at the moment too, I think is really good. But yeah, it's
Yeah.
generally, I think it's got to be a personal thing for a lot of people.
Yeah. Like one of my influences you can see on my hat right now. I'm not sure if you can.
Not kind of.
It's all the first 6 Joker's cards from Insane Clown Posse.
Oh, well, I don't know much about them, so
No, that was a big influence for me early on.
yeah,
I like to do
that's
some
good.
horror stuff every now and then too, but usually with like a tongue-in-cheek bit of humor.
Yeah, that's
Like
good.
I have,
Oh, it's
I have
kind
a
of like,
song on my first album called Facebook Creeper that's all about, a Facebook creeper because it's creepy as shit.
can be can be very
Yeah.
interesting, especially when they start making themselves known a little bit more. Then that just becomes,
Yeah.
if you're gonna stalk, stalk quietly. Just we don't need to see you.
Yeah.
We don't need to. Did you want to do another song for us?
Yeah, I can.
Okay. If you're
So
ready,
this
unless you
one's a
want to
bit
continue a
longer.
little chat, we can.
This one's a bit long. It's about 5 minutes. Is that cool?
Oh yeah.
So this one is a song I wrote called Generations.
Okay.
It's basically a message to my son, my father, and then myself about living with the skin condition. So here we go. Look, son, I'm sorry if I seem a little overbearing, or I'm always on your back about the clothes that you are wearing. Just trying to help make the right move, stop your skin from tearing. Cause I don't want fun things in life to be the ones you're fearing. You gotta be yourself, please enjoy every minute. Playgrounds can be rough, but some like us be less fortunate. That's transparency. Apparently, I know the things that bother me, so please take heed and just maybe you'll thrive and feel completely free of this disease. Beware the mean, the one who like to see you scream, the one whose souls remain obscene, drive to destroy every dream. They need some understanding, their minds just need expanding. Don't let emotions flare, cause dwelling on it can be maddening. And as you pass the years, just know that things won't stay the same. And all the ones who put you down and made you feel ashamed will feel the same as you did when they see the error of their ways. Tell them they're forgiven when they're reaching out to clear their name. Generations facing life with pride on the side, we can thrive, so break out of your cocoon, butterflies. Realize that there's a reason to go through every day. Got a lot of pain to hack, a lot of scope, show the way. Generations facing life with pride on the side, we can thrive, so break out of your cocoon, butterflies. Realize that there's a reason to go through every day. Got a lot of pain to hack, a lot of scope, show the way. Dear Dad, I'm sorry I couldn't say these things in person. It's not that I don't mean it, it's just hard to build the courage. But all the years I spent with you made me a better person. It taught me take the blame and change the burning into purpose. I never thought the things you always did on a daily basis would become the things that drive me and provide me inspiration. But you were born in '62 and you had EB simplex. Can imagine what they did to you to try to save your digits. I do know that the doctor thought that you would never make it. Saw proof in your unsigned birth certificate of all the generations of our family skin condition. I believe you had it hardest, not because of medicine. You had a big family, 6 brothers and a sister, but of all the children born there, yours the only skin that blister. And I know you hold guilt for giving it to me and Eli, but you must admit it don't mean spit, Dad, because we turned out all right. It's hard, and you're feeling like you can take it. Look up at the stars and find your inspiration. I know that it's hard. You're feeling like you can take it. Look up at the stars and find your inspiration. Generations facing life with pride on our side, we can thrive, so break out of your cocoon, butterflies. Realize that there's a reason to go through every day. Got a lot of pain to hack, a lot of scope, show the way. Generations facing life with pride on the side, we can thrive, so break out of your cocoon, butterflies. Realize that there's a reason to go through every day. Got a lot of pain to hack, a lot of scope, show the way. Hey you, I see you there just staring at me, questioning an abrasion that's now twice as big as last week. You gave me insecurities, my past and my impurities. Outside I look better, but inside be the worst of me. Every day I keep stressing about my appearance and my reflection and all of the things that were really a blessing. When I'm looking back and I think for a second, though I have grown, I've learned many lessons. It's true that forever less your first impressions, and all your reasoning leaves you when you know you really need you to stay true to yourself and stick by ones who made you. Believe you always could do all the things you really want to, as long as you can transcend all the things inside that haunt you. See, the pain is a stain on the verge to eliminate, but positive mind frame can always be an overwhelming trait. I look up every day, I pray that we thrive, because the miracle is just being alive. Generations facing life with pride on our side, we can thrive, break out of your cocoon, butterflies. Realize that there's a reason to go through every day. Got a lot of pain to hack, a lot of scope, show the way. Generations facing life with pride on our side, we can thrive, so break out of your cocoon, butterflies. Realize that there's a reason to go through every day. Got a lot of pain to hack, a lot of scope, show the way. It's hard, you're feeling like you can take it. Look up at the stars and find your inspiration. I know that it's hard, you're feeling like you can take it. Look up at the stars and find your inspiration.
That's a beautiful song.
Thank you.
That's so deep. It almost like put me in tears. I was just like holding back, and I'm like, oh, it's so beautiful. But just, as kids, when we grow up and we get picked on at school, and I couldn't even imagine, having a condition like that and being able, being at school. It's enough that we get, name called for being, too big or too skinny or a color or whatever.
But in my hands, you probably can't see it too well. but it kind of looks like I got burned. So all the time at school, were you in a fire? Was one thing. And then when I try to explain to them that it was a rare skin condition, they'd be like, "Oh, you must be a leper." Shit like that, right?
Yeah. Like, how did you, I mean, did it start even right away, like kindergarten all the way through, or?
Well, it didn't help that I have a hard lisp either.
Oh no.
But yeah, it was pretty much right away.
Okay, so kindergarten, and then, so how did you handle this?
Honestly,
Did you like run
just
home in
maybe.
kindergarten and say, "Mom, everyone's making fun of me." Do you
No,
remember?
I wouldn't tell nobody. And just immerse myself in music. That's pretty much all I ever did to get through anything.
Even back in kindergarten?
Oh yeah, like I said, Weird Al Yankovic and Michael Jackson.
Gangster, jumping on your bed.
Yeah, just singing along to "I Think I'm a Clone Now."
Did you have did you have some best friends at school that understood your condition?
I had basically one good friend from like kindergarten on till the end of when I left. And then I didn't really make any more real close friends until I went to university at like 17.
Okay.
I mean, I had acquaintances or people that seemed like they were trying to be friends, but I kind of knew they weren't because they were assholes if they were with people.
Um,
But
okay.
alone, they're fine, right? You've known people like that.
Everyone's got friends like that or had friends like that growing up, and they're cool with you and they're wonderful and awesome people, and all of a sudden they're with other people and they don't want to talk to you, and you're like,
Mm.
okay, like what's going on here? So yeah, I'm glad that you had someone close to you growing up through grade school, because I would
Me too.
imagine it would be a very difficult journey to be able to have to deal with that. I'm sorry that you had to deal with that.
Don't be.
Um,
Made me who I am.
yeah, that's the thing too, is that it does bring out better qualities in you of different things that, God gives us these extra talents. He's like, well, I'm going to give you this. However, with this condition, I'm going to give you another super talent, and you're going to be an amazing person, and you're going to be an amazing father and all this kind of stuff, because you're going to understand like different things about your children growing up. But you just said only Eli has it, correct? Not the
Yeah.
other two. Yeah. So, and he's only 3. So you're going to be able to be there for him right away when he starts school, or I don't know
Yeah,
if he's
it's
in preschool
terrifying.
or anything, but you'll be able to
Absolutely
be there
terrifying.
by his side and guide him through everything, which will be amazing. Have With that song Generations, has your dad or grandpa listened to that?
Yeah, my dad has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what did they say?
He didn't really say much. He loved it. I know that. But I mean, my parents are amazing, honestly, but I don't remember anything mentioned really other than saying he loved it.
Other than he loved it. Oh,
um,
well, I just love it. It's okay, I guess.
that song itself was actually, I wrote it for the Kaleidoscope Gala that I played in 2019 that was presented by a charity organization called Mia Thrives. That's for
Oh,
EB. So
okay.
they heard one of my songs off my first album, what I was talking about, Blistering Heart, and they
Yeah.
said it was great. And then they wanted me to be a part of this gala as a basically as a role model for other people with EB to be able to do what they love.
And
So I
have
played
you?
that in October 2019
Okay.
and wrote the song Generation specifically for that show.
Oh. So now do you do like are you basically a spokesperson for them?
No, I'm not a spokesperson for them whatsoever.
No?
I'm just another guy with EB.
Just another, no,
Thing.
you're not just another person. Come on now, stop it. You're
There's a lot more than you think.
I think with your amazing talent and your being able to share your story is totally
What's my
incredible.
talent? What's my talent?
Your talent, singing and sharing
Oh,
your story is your talent. It really is, because
I'm touched.
some people could just run away from it. You know what I mean? They could just stay at home and hide away from their feelings about it. And to be able to come on to something like this platform, believe me, I usually get close to 100,000 for my audience that comes in and listens or watches on Roku.
Hmm.
This is an amazing platform. And that's why I love to have guests on here who really have an incredible story to tell, because I want the world to know their stories, to be able to see, you may just look like some other regular person on the street, at co-op, at Walmart, whatever. They see you and they might
Mhm.
look at you and at your skin and go, oh, well, something's wrong with him. But you know what? These types of shows help people to understand and realize that, maybe be a bit more gentle on people and realize like maybe there is something that's going on with them that you don't even know about.
A little
And
bit of awareness goes a long way.
yeah, think twice about, judging someone by their cover, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I would love for you to share another song if you would like to do that with
Okay.
us.
Um, Maybe my latest release. Sometimes I cry, sometimes I wonder why. I try to make you see the light in me. I'm not so dark as you are. You left the deepest scar, so now we part. No love in your heart. I didn't know the lies you told, underlined in bold. My eyes were closed. I didn't know the lies you told, underlined in bold. My eyes were closed. And we can never be friends. You said it was till the end. Our smiles were just pretend. Drunk from the pressure, trying to bear the stormy weather. For worse or is for better. We can never be friends. You said it was till the end. Our smiles were just pretend. Drunk from the pressure, trying to bear the stormy weather. For worse or is for better. Can't find the reason to withstand your treason, cease and desist with this, cause I can't stand the hit, knock me right to the ground. All the rage that I found got me right back up to tear all the walls down. You never really wanted me, forever you'll be haunting me. I'm nightmare, not reality, cause you were the girl of my dreams. I scream to myself, cause this is my hell, but I will live in regret, so you can get out and jet. I didn't know the lies you told, underlined and bold. My eyes were closed. I didn't know the lies you told, underlined and bold. My eyes were closed. We can never be friends. You said it was till the end. Our smiles were just pretend. Drunk from the pressure, trying to bear the stormy weather. For worse or is for better. We can never be friends. You said it was till the end. Our smiles were just pretend. Drunk from the pressure, trying to bear the stormy weather. For worse or is for better. I didn't know the lies you told, underlined in bold. My eyes were closed. I didn't know the lies you told, underlined in bold. My eyes were closed.
Hey,
Hey,
that's a good one too. I like that.
that's very different for me, I gotta say. That
Yeah,
was a whole another route.
that's good.
Um,
As an artist, you need to challenge yourself that way. Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, I do the hard rap. I've done silly rap. I do shit with humor. I've done like Generations and Blistering Heart and Lies is another one. Waves is pretty different for me too. I mean, I've always just tried to move on to different things and experiment a lot.
Yeah.
But I've read,
Yeah, I like that, how you do that, be able to, change it up a little and challenge yourself and be able to be like, what have you really liked doing the most? Like, what kind of style?
um hip hop. I kind of call it alternative hip hop what I'm doing because it's
Yeah.
usually pretty gritty and electronic sounding. A lot of influence from bands like Korn and Marilyn Manson and stuff from the '90s, and then on top of it, like Easy E. And then I got some like Frank Zappa influence to give a bit of humor into things.
Weird
So it
Al.
goes all around the place.
Yeah. That's amazing. I like it. I like how, because you just can't stop at one thing. It's, that's how you're going to grow and you're going to keep getting
Hmm.
some different ideas. You said you have another album in the works, or you just finished one?
No, right now this year I'm just releasing a track a month every month for the rest of the year. I started in January. Well, I started in December with a song preparing for it, but I started in January and it's going to be June soon with a new one.
Wow, that's good. Do you have any more goals for this year?
Um, I've had a lot of changes come up this year, so I've actually starting a job at a new place with a higher wage, so that's going to be nice at the end of the month. And I just want to work on my music in the spare time.
Yeah, yeah. Keep on that purpose, even if,
Yeah,
your day job is there and whatever, but you still gotta, keep doing your music and keep pushing through it and all that kind of stuff. So, and I know you have some good support around you, which is what you need. You absolutely
yeah,
do.
my wife is great too.
Yeah, she seems
I
so amazing. She's already shared out the video and she's commented a few times, and I'm just like, oh, that's what you need. Everyone, get yourself someone like that. That's perfect.
and,
At
and
least she let you build that in the basement. Like,
what?
at least she let you build your little studio in the basement.
Yeah, it's not much of a build, but it works.
Well, and you do all your music production by yourself too. There's a lot of things you do. So that's congratulations on that. We do have time. I don't know if you've got another song that's maybe about 2 or 3 minutes if you want to share
I
one
do.
more.
Yeah.
Okay, because we have
Um,
a lot of time left, but
yeah.
I would
This
like,
one's kind of a story song.
okay.
It basically is about the shit that women have to go through in terms of like sexual assault and
Oh,
having to be an escort for money and stuff.
okay. Yeah, we're running about 6 minutes left, so.
Her name was Amy. She went to university for scholarship for certain. She was of the higher quality of women. She didn't want to party all night. Too busy making dreams reality, finding life. But one day, she was just passing by. A guy, but clumsy as she was, bumped right into his thigh. Books went flying. Then Amy fell. Got up and fell again, right under his spell. He said, "Hi, my name's Nathan, and I stay at Brockman House. Why don't you come by, have a few drinks, hang out?" But she was cautious. She didn't want to unseat her dreams. So she asked her friend Carol, "Hey, what do you think?" She said, "Girl, that boy is cute, and he was totally hitting on you. Why not just one night, go out and let loose?" So she decided to try it and never knew what was in store, cause it ended out so bleeding lying on the bathroom floor. Let's move to Susan. All her life was bad luck. Got hooked on the gear and for a rock she would suck cock. And it didn't really matter because fiction make her feel better as the addiction infliction became a dissident prison. All the wisdom that she was gifted now was only a vision, and the system is what she blames, but she did it to herself. Now she's stuck in a loop of running tricks. This is hell. She got a call from a guy down the hall for a bit of kinky sex. He offered double for all. He wanted something she ain't really into. Before a rock, she won't say nothing, cause her fix was feeling due. Golden showers, rough for an hour, slapping and hitting and leaving marks that will scar her. She got scared when the John went too far. Now will anyone remember dead in the trunk of his car? We need to respect all women if we expect our children to grow. The road to the soul is a stone's throw from the things we hold dear, and a woman shouldn't be a thing we fear. The cross we bear is clear, need to understand there's no difference between a woman and a man. Sit on that.
It's a deep one too. Yeah. Your music is very different, very touching, very
I
You
like to
could be like
stories.
doing workshops with that kind of stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I write some really weird story songs. Basically, I have a lot of atmosphere influence too, and he just does shit in a way that nobody else can do when it comes to stories.
Yeah. Um, I think we all kind of need that kind of stuff in our life and to be able to realize like some this stuff happens.
Hmm.
We are not really always aware of it because different news is always floating around everywhere on social media and media in general. So, but it's good to have some awareness out there of other
Hmm.
things that are happening. Just like yourself, I don't know some people have different skin conditions. Some people have, scoliosis, and some people have different other things, but it's like, we just don't, we look at people on the street that have that condition and then we just don't, some people are either moved by it or some people are just ignorant to it, whatever it is. So it's kind of nice to be able to have yourself come on and be able to talk about these things, these issues that not necessarily be afraid of, but just to be more informed of. So we
Hmm.
know what to do or how to, to deal with these things. So I thank you for coming on this evening
No
and
problem.
sharing everything. You are amazing. I would love to have you back. Um,
Okay, sure.
Maybe closer to the end of the year, we'll see what you come up with. If you have any other huge projects on the go, let me know as well. Because I
Okay,
wouldn't mind being involved in something as well. If you need some support or just some promo on that, just let me know as
awesome.
well. Okay?
Thank you.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
you're very welcome. Of course, you're just an amazing person. So why not? We need to have more of this out here. So yeah, we're going to wrap up. If you want to kind of let our listeners know where they can find you on
Yeah.
all social medias, and also if you would like to give a little bit of advice or just anything you would like to share with everyone, that would be wonderful.
Okay. You can find me on any digital streaming platform, be it Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, even. Um, you just have to search for Belosa under artists, and there I am. There's 2 albums there and a whole bunch of singles to go through. And there'll be another one coming out every month for the rest of the year.
Okay, perfect. And then some quick advice.
Stay strong, hold on. Things do get better. Things can go bad again too, but you still just do the same thing.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so very much for all your time and for coming on. I commend you for all your amazing hard work you've been doing and for your story, for sharing. Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Okay, have a great
Thanks for
night.
having me.
Yeah.